Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to be going to Yllion, which I think is French for it must be blue because Yllion is a planet of many shades of blue. If I go onto this planet and the very first thing I see is like not a color of blue, I'm going to be super pissed and I'm going to have to call up my travel agent. But you even have travel agents when you're using gigantic cannons to get around? Well, whatever. Let's rock and roll with Rose here. And it's green. What do you know? Bullshit. Bullshit. Nah, it's fine. I think this is only the second time I've sat down to play this game. We're about halfway through, so it's a little bit on the shorter side, but it's also on the much cheaper side for a video game. And I had a lovely conversation in one of my... Hello? Okay. Rising up before you is probably the most imposing creature you've ever seen. The shell of what could be roughly described as a giant crab is in fact one of the mountains on the planet. The animal stops in its tracks and watches you, clearly with no intention of continuing on its way and crushing you as it passes. Try to interact. What does the cry of a giant alien crab sound like? You're not particularly happy with your attempts at gurgling noises. On Lethis, you'd have at least On Lethis, you'd at least have had a few embarrassed smiles, or at worst, a healthy dose of mockery. But you can't elicit the slightest response from your interlocutor, one that has not moved a muscle during your whole disastrous attempt at communication. Keep up your efforts. If sound is working, how about a gesture? You're not proud of your performance. A ballet director calling it the Dance of the Crab in the Shadow of the Celestial Mountains would have packed the theaters of Lethis for months. Unfortunately, your audience consists of a single, alarmingly calm giant crustacean, and your gesticulation seemed to have no impact on its demeanor. God damn, this is the most erudite, elucidated, fanciful fucking translation words. A final attempt. In front of the impassive... You started drawing different signs in the ground with the stick you found. No one could say you had talent. Your squares aren't square, and a 4-year-old could draw better circles. But to hell with the circles. Given the materials available to you, the important thing is to convey the idea. But has the Akbar... What the fuck, man? Okay. I guess I'm gonna leave the Akbar by itself. So that Sharif don't like it or whatever. Also, I believe the crab is now following me around as if I were its friend. Wow. That was quite a mouthful of wordage to try and get through there. Anyway, yeah, so on one of my first videos of this, I had a very, very lovely conversation with the composer of this game. The soundtrack is something like, it's on Bandcamp. He said, I looked at it, it's like 67 songs or whatever, and I was like, good God, man, that is absurd. But... very friendly dude. Told me a lot of very interesting things. Like, for example, there's apparently a Dragon Ball Z house going on here. Let's see what's going on. Never mind. I guess I can't enter Akira Toriyamaville here. Yeah, I guess I'll just walk around the perimeter until I can figure something out. I assume this guy is probably the person who lives here, and he's probably just like, "What are you doing in front of my house?" And to that I say. I don't know, that's my attempt at communicating with them. Anyway, so yeah, I learned a couple of very interesting things. I learned that there is actually no filter applied to this stuff. Apparently, all of these graphics are hand-drawn, so good on them, that's actually pretty cool. However, they might have been taking me a little bit of the literal side, because there's no way that this... I mean, unless they really had the time to do it, I'm pretty convinced that this is a filter effect to get the sketchiness, but... whatever, maybe they're just awesome. I don't know. But let's talk to the alien. Let's talk to the alien. Let's talk to the... there we go. Blue flower. That's what I meant to say. The little blue man is observing you. He's lost his little blue group. And seems just as surprised as you to meet another humanoid being that is so different from him. He doesn't look threatening. So you can calmly consider a diplomatic approach and not risk launching a surprise attack. Discuss. The more you talk to the lubba, the more it seems to enjoy talking to you. It appears very happy to continue the conversation of a subject of your choice. Leave. Okay, let's talk to. Oh, now he's more cool with it. Greets you timidly. They're really not that observant for a civilization of such technologically advanced citizens. Okay, I'm gonna perfect my lubba here. The lubba is highly amused at your limited understanding of its language, but offers to teach you some additional symbols to improve your skills. Decipher the symbol. Oh man. If someone were to tell me that I would eventually find the planet full of lubbas, then I would be very surprised that I wound up in a planet full entirely of Italians. That's a very interesting thing I learned in my French class, actually, was that, like, in the rest of the world, the assumption is that, like, the stereotype is that, like, French people are, like, fantastic lovers. And actually, in France, apparently, they don't consider themselves, like, that way. They actually think that Italians are, to the French people, that stereotype actually belongs to Italians. So there you go. Et voila! You are now slightly less inept at speaking an extraterrestrial language. The lubba seems very proud of its teaching and is particularly eager to take the credit for your successful progress. Cool. So I've learned how to speak his lubba language. I don't know. That joke made a lot more sense before I said it. High-speed lubba transport, also known as a car. You arrive at what appears to be a transport vehicle. Several small groups of lubbas, which I misread as lesbians, seem to be hanging around, clearly waiting to set off. As for information, your rudimentary knowledge of the lubba language is all well and good, but here you're dealing with a rapid mode of transport that you'll only be able to access if you can hold an intelligent conversation. What am I, talking to the car? Okay, well, let's see. What can I learn from going to the city? Strangely enough, the cities of Yllion appear to have the same layout as those on Lethis, except that here, uniformed guards won't let you in. But you spot some lubbas talking quietly outside the city. We'll join these lubbas in a three-way lubba threesome. I'm a group of youngsters. Hello, fellow kids. Do you want to talk about the memes? It is Wednesday, my dudes. Oh, look. There goes that boy. Oh shit, how are you? The lubbas gladly welcome you among them, and you start a conversation that may not be productive because you're bombarding them with questions. Try to perfect my lubba. The young lubbas are delighted you want to learn more about their language. Unfortunately, they all talk the same time to you, which will make your deciphering a little more complex than expected. Decipher the symbol. Oh cool, I want this minigame to actually be difficult. It might be fun if there was more of a challenge involved. I don't get how you do, like, bad at this part of the game. Like, is it... I guess... I don't know how you do better or worse at drawing these symbols on the page. Like, if you go outside the lines, does that take points off? Or, like, what in the world causes it? I don't know. But that first one, because I went outside the lines a lot, it didn't give me very many points. But then I always just, like, do it. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the challenge or the game or the whatever is going on here. Okay, let's see. A budding polyglot. It's not easy to concentrate with all this commotion, but that didn't stop you from deciphering this with relative ease. Cool. Let's take a look at my encyclopedia here. And, okay, we got some entries on the lubbas and the Yllion and stuff like that, but I want to see, this is what I'm looking for. Reduce the number of the symbols. This decision has led to certain nuances that are found in spoken word, particular accent, or whatever. So it looks like there are potentially 6 characters in the lubba alphabet. So I guess I'm a third of the way through to learning all this stuff. For now, I want to see... Okay, I'm going to go around the city and see if I click on this tile if I get something different. No. Okay. So we'll leave the lubbas to their lubba nations, and we're going to go into the blue plains Because I think I saw a pseudo-wudo over there that's worth talking to. A sylvan silhouette. Have you ever seen a walking, talking tree? You have now. Have you ever seen a walking, talking tree? That's not right. A walking, talking tree. Okay, that's 6. You have now. It's not a fucking haiku. Alright, well, let's talk to this thing. This is the first time you've engaged in conversation with the tree, which, by the way, is extremely courteous. The language may not seem very complex, but numerous subtleties will still escape you. You'll have to do some serious camo language homework if you want to engage in a meaningful conversation. Discuss. You feel confident enough with the strange language of the camos to address one of the following topics. The Mysterious Sanctuaries. Camos talk at length about the sanctuaries, where they like to pray and embrace newcomers who bring offerings. You don't quite get its drift in any way. It can be tricky to bring a giant caterpillar to the sanctuary. Perhaps just a piece of it would suffice. Sacred objects. The ceremonies are conducted with the remains of 4 different creatures: blooms, akbars, dorks, and lovas. Camos actually never pray for one of their own kind. A dark history of common roots and shared consciousness that okay. You feel confident enough with a strange school of the rest of the following topics. Okay, we'll leave. Cool. So, yeah, part of the puzzle of this world, I guess, is going to be trying to figure out the sanctuaries, which I haven't seen yet, but apparently my character knew enough to ask about. Okay, we got ourselves a caterpie over here. What happens? Can I catch up with the caterpillar? A distant cousin of the Batabox. It's big, red, ugly, and totally ignores you. Well, that last part's kind of the best part of that description. If it worked on another planet, you'd swear you were talking about a resident of the capital. But, you stand before the creature and ask yourself, what good will come of this encounter? Try to interact. The shy lepidopt... shrieks, gurgling sounds, and various gestures, all in vain. Sounds like talking to Wander. You're unable to communicate with this creature, or is it unable to communicate with you? In any case, you could ask a question, but don't expect an answer. Oops, that was shit. Oh no, I'm attacking it. Okay, fine. I guess I'm gonna kill the caterpillar. So, yeah. It's got a skull for a face. On the other hand, it also has the most adorable springing sound effect I've ever heard. Alright, we gotta just stab. No, I'm not gonna be able to kill it. No. Come on. Ah, hell. I wasn't able to hurt it in that single round. Okay, let's see if the Lapper Adapter, or whatever the hell this thing was called, is gonna be able to kill me. No, okay, well, this will be a very, very easy to dodge a toque. I don't know why I just said that. Attack. We'll just fall around behind its tail. Sometimes I just say words in a very funny manner to, I don't know, amuse myself because I get bored of saying a word if it's too long. Like, if it's 3 or more syllables. That time, I don't know, I just decided that I was gonna just fuck up the vowels really, really badly. Anyway, so this is ending my pacifist run of this world, I guess, which, there is, victory conditions for... oh, what the hell? Are you serious? Are you serious? That's, a little bit odd. I haven't run into an issue with that in this game before, where it just straight up does not recognize an attack of mine. A little bit disappointed there. Because, I mean, it's not like there's a whole lot of, like, code that's gonna go into doing this. So, I don't know. It's like if you just touch it with a sword, it should die. Are you serious? Come on, game. That's bullshit. You gotta... I mean... It's literally just like, is your sword touching the heart? If yes, then it should take damage, but... I guess, it might be that I need to... Maybe the way that it works is that I have to be, like, moving through it. Like, I can't just be on it. Like, I have to kind of pierce it, but... Just Let me, there we are. There we go. Okay. I killed this innocent life form. I assume I get something good out of it, though. Any student of psychology would tell you that this is generally the moment when you feel deep regret at massacring a dumb animal. Where still, people would judge you even if you justified your actions by recovering the skin of the bloom. The only part of this creature that's more or less intact. Take the skin and leave. Well, whatever. Let's check out its nest. In the shadow of the pupae. It's big, vaguely resembles a giant nest. But, most of all, the stench is appalling. Not the ideal place for an early holiday at first glance. But maybe there's something you could take from here. Explore the pupae. The Bilderberg dilemma. You found something. And after some serious consideration, you decided to call it a Bilderberg. You have frankly no idea what it is, or what you could use it for. It looks like you can interact with it, but at your own risk. We're gonna, I guess, bop it. Push the this was apparently the good Bilderberg. You push the Bilderberg and various orifices open up in the nest walls. And that's it. You've seen the ingenuity of this ventilation system, although you have to admit you're a little disappointed. Maybe the structure will smell less foul the next time you come here. Leave. Let's find out. You hold your nose as you enter the bloom's nest, but who knows if you'll eventually get used to the smell. The place is still as... Anyway, you'll be staying here forever, but now you're here, you may as well have a good look at the owner. Explore the nest. Pull the Bilderberg. The bad Bilderberg. You pull the Bilderberg with all your might, and then detaches from the wall and remains in your hands. That's sort of true, because as it comes apart, it produces a kind of pus that sticks to your fingers. No visible damage is discernible, except your hands now smell disgusting. Super. I'm not going to comment on what just happened there. Search. Maybe you're visually impaired, particularly unlucky, or both. Anyway, you have no choice but to confront the bloom, who's now pretty annoyed as you just walked over it. Alright, well, I wish there was a way to, like, run from combat, too. Instead of just, you have to commit to killing something as soon as you enter combat with it. Like, it would be nice to just have an option of, like, show mercy to it. But, that's okay. I am Rose. I am... Or Rose, I guess I should say. I am the Pirate Queen. I guess I will kill every damn caterpillar that I meet. Like the, you know, cold-blooded pirate queen that I am. The mercy option would make it too much like Undertale. How could you compare this to Undertale of all things? Like, look at it. I mean, okay, I'm a heart flying around an arena and trying to avoid attacks. Like, that doesn't have anything to do with Undertale, because there's no... You are quite incapable of understanding how you could fail to spot a caterpillar several metras long just in front of you. In your misery, you have at least proved your combat skills aren't too rusty, so that's something. Alright. I would search it again to see if there's more blooms hanging out in the pupa, but I guess I will... leave that pupa unexplored. Okay. So, I've been here for like 20 minutes, and I've discovered, well, I mean, I have some bloom skin, which, whatever. Let's go to this city. A laboratory in the forest. An enormous scientific laboratory rises up in the middle of the trees, a structure that contrasts greatly with the natural environment and oozes modernity. You approach the entrance to the building, and you need to speak enough lubba to talk to the receptionist in the building. Go to the reception. Hey, baby. Do you speak lubba? Because I lubba this lub. A gloomy lubba greets you with a series of questions, which you reply without thinking. You aren't sure if you have spelled your name correctly, but you hope it won't be a problem. The lubba's expression turns solemn and asks if you have the pass. I don't have a pass. You're put in an office and wait for half an hour. You're just wondering what sauce you'll be served with when a lubba in a white coat enters the room and asks if you're ready to start. Participate in the experiment. Wow, that lubba definitely looks pretty upset. We're gonna participate. Machiavelli's puzzle. You're told this is a very simple test. You put your hands into two small boxes, each containing a button. You have to press one of the buttons when the light in front of you comes on. The test is over when you press the correct button. Described like that, the test seems to be a mere formality. The light comes on. Press left. False. Electric shock goes through your body and you practically jump out of your seat. There's no time to complain. The light has come on again. Right? Electric shock goes through your body. You practically jump out of your seat. The light has come on again. Right. Ka-ching! Nothing happens, but you press the correct button. The Lubba congratulates you enthusiastically, and you stop yourself from saying that torturing a visitor with a game based on luck is anything but a scientific achievement. Massage your painful body after the electric shocks. End of the experiment. You are escorted back to the lab reception, where the mood of the receptionist remains unchanged. Still unsmiling, gives you a document covered with stamps. Retrieve the pass. Now you have your pass, you can relax and recover from your torture sessions, whatever your hosts may say. Ask about the location of the next laboratory. Holy shit, that's so far away. It's gonna take me like 1,000,000 years to get over there. These directions will ensure you have no problem finding the next laboratory. Leave. Alright. High-speed Lubba transport. Where I'd like to go? Go to a city. Choose a destination. Go to the city near the mountains. You admire the efficiency of the Lubba public transport system. They may not be the most agreeable traveling companions, but hey, if it means you can avoid crossing half the planet on foot, why not? Alright, what's at this city? You can join these Lubbas, group of youngsters. Okay. Conversation is going rather well for you, so you start choosing the subjects you wish to discuss. Let's talk about science. The Lubbas are eager to learn. That's understandable. It's what made the scientists of Lethis clone you and fly you through space in a giant cannon. They're a little less radical, but tell you they'd love to study you in one of their laboratories. Pass. If something called a Lubba was like, hey, you want to come to my lab so I can study you? I would, I mean, $500? That seem good? Does that seem like the right price?
No.
No? $200?
No.
Wrong direction?
Yes.
Oh. $100? Okay, let's talk business. The Lubbas don't generally discuss traditional resources, but they're willing to give you anything for some fresh information and knowledge. If you let them conduct extensive experiments on you, then nothing can stop you from leaving with their mysterious artifact, for example. Leave. Alright, well, I guess I'm on this side of the planet, and I feel thoroughly weirded out by the Lubbas, but... Oh, what the hell is this? There's like a thing, there's like a bandit thing here? Oh, wow, that's pretty weird. A wreck in the dust. The spectacle before you is distressing. The remains of this Lubba caravan... What the hell was that? Oh, those are just tumbleweed particle effects. The remains of this Lubba caravan is half buried in the dust, and at first glance, there's no sign of its occupants. On a positive note, there's no sign of the assailant either. Go inside the caravan. Cozy carcass. At least you could shelter from this interminable dust storm, and you thought they smelled bad. On the outside, everything has been turned upside down. If you don't immediately continue on your way, it may be a good idea to search through the debris. You've returned practically everything. Did I borrow it? Well, you're almost sure, because the wreck seems to be in the same condition as when you arrived. Go and see what you may have missed. Keep digging. No question this time if something could be of any use to you. That was a few hours well spent. You can be proud of your time management and sense of priority. Okay, so it said no sign of the assailant. I think he's right there. We're gonna leave. I assume by crossing into this biome, that guy's gonna chill out and let me do my thing. Alright. I guess I'll talk to this guy, and then... Nah, no. We'll do that next time. Thank you for watching.